I added 3 crazy weapons of mass destruction to my horror game Choo Choo Charles. I'm gonna show you how I made each gun, starting with the least crazy and ending with the most insane weapon that you can use to absolutely obliterate Mr. Charles, the fantastic spider train. By the way, if you're new here and you have no idea what I'm even talking about, I'm making a game called Choo Choo Charles where you navigate an island in an old train, upgrade it over time, and use it to fight an evil spider train named Charles. Before I get into that though, I have been getting a lot of people asking, hey, Gavin, is the game going to be free? And while it won't be free, I'm going to tell you right now how 5 of you, as a matter of fact, are going to get a free copy of Choo Choo Charles. So listen up closely. Since a lot of you watching are probably gamers, I'm going to tell you about Opera GX, the sponsor of this video. Opera GX is a web browser made specifically with gaming and gamers in mind. I've found a ton of really cool features in here, but I'm just gonna cover 2 of my favorites. They've got this taskbar on the side where you can link up your Discord, your Twitter, your Facebook, but like, who uses Facebook? Come on. And then when you click on any of your linked sites, it just brings out this pop out here. You can literally go in and link whatever kind of music player you like. You can link your Spotify, Apple Music, YouTube Music, just use whichever ones you like. And also, don't worry, I know I promised a Choo Choo Charles giveaway, but I'm getting to that. It's very soon. And then the next thing is the insane amount of customization that's available on here. Literally, all you need to do is go up into the top right corner here, and you can customize a ton of stuff. You got different themes you can go through. It comes with a bunch of wallpapers, and you can even just use whatever your desktop wallpaper is. And then the last thing I think you guys are gonna absolutely love, since everybody likes free games and stuff, is the GX corner. They've got this free game section here, and you can see a list of all the like top trending free games and where you can get them for free. It's really, really neat. It's super slick. But now for the giveaway. So like I said, Opera GX is completely free and you can download it on basically any device. Windows, Mac, iOS, Android, it's all over the place. There's a link to get it in the description, in a card up here, in the pinned comments. And after you download it, because obviously you should, leave a comment on this video letting me know that you downloaded Opera GX, and I'll pick 5 people to send free Choo Choo Charles Steam keys to. Yes, you heard that right. So thanks to Opera GX for sponsoring this video. Make sure to go download it to give them a thank you, and let's get back into making a frickin' flamethrower. So the first thing I did to start this process, and I don't know why I thought this was a good idea, but I decided to ask Twitter what ideas they had for crazy weapons. One of the answers that I got a lot that I decided to make was a flamethrower. All right, so now that I knew what kind of gun I was going to be making, I need to come up with a general design for it. So I looked at some references, drew a basic sketch, which, you know, it's pretty professional, I'd say. So I got started making some fuel tanks to fuel the flamethrower, and they look pretty nice in game. With those done, I started modeling the flamethrower itself in Blender, and also, some people were mad at me in the last video because I was using an old version of Blender. I'm using such an artifact for game development, how could I? So then, I took the model, threw it into Unreal, slapped some materials on it, and hey presto, now I got a flamethrower. But now comes the first really big problem. At the moment, there's just the one default machine gun mounted on the train, but I need to make a weapon switching system. Rather than just switching through weapons by like scrolling the scroll wheel or by hitting keys on the keyboard, I decided it would be cool to put all of the available weapons or all the weapons that you've unlocked inside your train cab, and then you go and click on them to equip the different guns. So I put the flamethrower right on top of the default machine gun and made it so that equipping each gun will toggle the visibility of all the other guns so that only the correct gun is visible when it's equipped. So now that the first big problem was solved, I had another problem, which was the flamethrower actually needs to throw flames. Who would have guessed? Like right now, it's just sitting here looking pretty rather than looking like an aggressive spider roasting weapon of doom, which is obviously what I want it to look like. So after downloading some different fire particles and tweaking them a bit, the flamethrower can now throw flames. Heck yes. At this point, the flamethrower was still using the default machine gun screen shake, and that just looked really weird, so I made a new screen shake, and wait. So anyways, I ended up fixing the POV effect, so it's not quite so atrocious. The flamethrower still felt really lame to use though, so I decided to make it so that whatever the flames hit will actually catch on fire. At first this was really laggy, so I had to optimize the flame so that roasting Charles wouldn't also roast your computer. And now I'm gonna show you the finished flamethrower, all the effects and everything. And remember, this is just the most tame gun I added. The next 2 are even crazier. All right, so with that wimpy little baby gun completed, it's time to move up the food chain. So I had this idea in my head for a gun that would be like double-barreled, super long range, and have like shields on it. I'm just calling it range gun because it has a long range. I think I get a level up for coming up with such a fantastic name. So I modeled the range gun and set it up in my whole weapon switching system, and in-game, it just looks so dope. It's masterfully crafted. I really like it. Most of the process of adding this gun was pretty simple and actually pretty similar to adding the flamethrower, and I honestly just can't wait to show you what the last weapon is, so I'm just gonna show you what the range gun looked like finished. Okay, so the last weapon is one that I personally really wanted to add, but it's also one that everybody on Twitter was really excited to see. By the way, you can follow me at 2star Games on Twitter if you want to be involved in more polls and votes and other cool stuff. But the weapon that we chose is a rocket launcher. Now, I don't know anything about rocket launchers, except that they are the biggest boomers of all time. So I watched some videos of people using them, and now I am a rocket scientist. And now, using my fantastic cognitive rocket science abilities, I will make this rocket launcher. So I modeled it in Blender, obviously added the materials in Unreal, looks pretty nice, and set it up on the equipable wall of doom. And this is where the very difficult part began. Adding this gun was harder than keeping my door sealed. The reason that this is so hard is because all of the other guns that I made use something called a line trace to register where the gun is hitting. Anyways, line traces are generally pretty simple to do, but to make the rocket launcher, I actually had to make a projectile in the game that would shoot out of the launcher. So I tried setting up this system, and initially it kind of worked. I had a projectile that would fly out of the launcher, but it would only ever register hitting the ground like half of the time. So I came up with the most rocket scientist big brain idea, and that was to put a line trace on the rocket, and it actually worked really well. Was that smart? Probably not. Maybe. I don't know, but it works, so I don't really care either way. Now that I had the basic projectile done, I just need to add as many effects as possible to just make this super cool and fun to use. So I added a fire trail and started working a little bit more on the explosions, and just for fun, I decided to scale the explosions up from 1 to 10, and it was... now they're nukes. Something else kind of fun is that the rocket launcher was still shooting at the same speed as the machine gun. So I could just rain hellfire upon Charles like it's nothing. So I added a delay between shots as well as a reloading animation. Also added some screen shake and some sound effects. And now I present to you the hardest to make and most incredibly amazing weapon in all of Choo Choo Charles. Wow, gee golly, how neat. I don't have in-game names for any of these weapons yet. Give me some ideas and I'll use some in the game. So anyways, be sure to download Opera GX from the link in the description, wishlist Choo Choo Charles, and subscribe if you want to see more videos like this. That's it.